Sheldon, hang up the phone. It's dinner time.
Be right there, Mom. I'm doing battle with corporate America.
7 seasons, 141 episodes, and a finale that left millions in tears. Young Sheldon wrapped up in May 2024. But what happened to the cast after the cameras stopped rolling? Some of these stories are even more dramatic than the show itself. Secret weddings that crashed in months, life-changing announcements that inspired thousands, and one cast member who's had over 25 surgeries but refuses to slow down. These transformations will surprise you.
If I sit by the window, I can watch the takeoff and landing. But if I sit on the aisle, I'm closer to the bathroom.
When Ian Armitage was cast as Young Sheldon back in 2017, he was just 9 years old. Now, in 2025, he's 17. He turned that age this past July. And listen, this isn't your typical child star gets their driver's license story. Because while most teens are learning to parallel park, Ian got his pilot's license. Yeah, you heard that right. He completed his first solo flight on his 16th birthday. And then, because apparently flying solo wasn't enough, he took his grandmother up in the air with him in the pilot's seat. She was surprisingly calm about the whole thing, though she admitted her biggest fear was having to climb up on the wing of the Piper plane just to get in. But here's what most people don't know. Before Young Sheldon even existed, Ian was already making waves as a theater critic. At just 4 years old, he started his YouTube series, Ian Loves Theater, 4 years old. That early passion for the arts landed him his breakout role in HBO's Big Little Lies, alongside Nicole Kidman and Reese Witherspoon. Since Young Sheldon ended, he hasn't jumped into any new acting roles yet. He's focusing on auditions, spending time with family, and pursuing his various interests. But this year brought some heartbreak too. He emotionally revealed that his grandpa had passed away, writing that he was endlessly proud to be his grandson. For him, growing up as Sheldon Cooper was never just a job. As he put it himself, "I'm sure it seems like hard work, but I've been so lucky. It's the easiest, most fun job in the world. I get to play for a living."
I thought that showed ingenuity.
While Ian was taking to the skies, his on-screen brother was landing a completely different kind of milestone, one that mirrors his character's life perfectly. Montana Jordan was 14 when he started playing Georgie. By now, at 22, his real life has become remarkably similar to the storyline fans watched on screen. Last spring, Montana and his high school sweetheart Jenna Weeks welcomed their daughter, Emma Ray Jordan. Then, just months later, Montana proposed to Jenna in a dreamy outdoor setup with rose petals and illuminated "Marry Me" letters. By summer, they tied the knot at Dove Hollow Estate in Longview, Texas, with a classic cowboy theme. Jenna wore a Valentini wedding dress, while Montana rocked a black tuxedo and white cowboy hat. Co-stars Emily Osment, Rachel Bay Jones, Will Sasso, Jesse Prez, and REVORD REVORD were all there to celebrate with the 200 guests. For Montana, marriage means dedicating your life to this person, promising to always be there, to love unconditionally and without hesitation. Professionally, Montana continues starring as Georgie in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, which premiered late last year and has already been renewed for a second season. His co-stars couldn't be happier. Ian commented, "This is so wonderful and I'm so happy for you." While REVORD wrote, "I'm crying. I'm so happy for you guys."
It's okay. You made it. Did you get it installed?
Sheldon did.
Speaking of that wedding, Montana's on-screen wife has a very different love story to tell. Emily Osment was 29 when she joined Young Sheldon as Mandy. Already famous from Hannah Montana and Young and Hungry, Emily brought serious star power to the show. Now 33, her personal life became one of this year's most talked about celebrity stories. Last fall, Emily appeared on CBS Mornings and casually revealed she'd married musician Jack Anthony just 4 days earlier. Her brother Haley Joel Osment served as one of the groomsmen. But here's the twist. Less than 2 months after the wedding, the couple separated. Emily filed for divorce early this year, and the whole thing was settled in just 3 days, making it one of the quickest celebrity divorce resolutions in recent memory. In a statement to People, Emily reflected, "I think with any big decision in your life, whether it's relationships or work or whatever it may be, you have to firmly plant both feet in that decision. Ultimately, it didn't work out." By late summer, the divorce was finalized, ending their marriage that lasted only 5 months. Through it all, Emily remained professional, continuing to star as Mandy in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, and appearing at CBS Fest earlier this year.
What?
It's past his bedtime. Let's go.
Oh, come on. 5 more minutes?
If Emily's story is about resilience through heartbreak, Annie Potts' story is about resilience through something else entirely. Decades of physical pain that would have stopped most people. Annie Potts was 65 when she first appeared as Meemaw. Now 73, she's still working, but the journey here has been extraordinary. This year alone, Annie faced multiple surgeries. In the spring, she underwent back surgery, sharing a video from her hospital gurney with the caption, "Post-op space travel. Recovery time can be creative time." Just 3 weeks later, Annie Annie posted herself walking on a treadmill. Just 3 weeks after spinal fusion, and I'm back on a treadmill, she said. I'm almost 100% bionic now. Last year, Annie had her second knee replacement. It's something like my 25th or 26th surgery. I've kind of lost count, she revealed. Here's why. Over 50 years ago, when Annie was 21, a severe road accident changed her life forever. She broke nearly every bone below her waist except one. I've had more than 20 orthopedic surgeries, she told Glamour a few years back. Despite countless surgeries, Annie's spirit is unbreakable. When her surgeon expressed concern about her doing Broadway's Pippin a decade ago, she responded, "Nope, I'm doing it." Beyond acting, Annie founded the Heart Channels a few years back, helping people find stability through housing assistance, college grants, and programs for children with special needs. She continues appearing in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage as Meemaw.
I couldn't find any girl baseball trophies, so I made you one.
While Annie was showing the world what true strength looks like, another remarkable woman on the cast was making television history in the most unique way possible. Zoe Perry was cast as Mary Cooper, Sheldon's caring but often exasperated mother. And here's what makes this casting absolutely extraordinary. Zoe's the real-life daughter of Laurie Metcalf, who played adult Mary in The Big Bang Theory. This wasn't even the first time Zoe played a younger version of her mother. Over 20 years ago, she'd already done it in episodes of Roseanne. Now, decades later, she was doing it again, playing a younger version of her mother's character in the Big Bang Theory universe. How wild is that? Zoe began the role at 34, and now at 42, her heartfelt performance gave young Sheldon its emotional core, balancing Mary's deep faith with her struggle to understand her genius son. Last year, Zoe accepted the opportunity to reprise the role of Mary on Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. The series follows Mary's son George and his new wife Mandy as they welcome their child and begin life together. Off-screen, Zoe's kept her personal life private, preferring to focus on her craft. She continues to act in television and stage projects, maintaining the artistic dedication that runs in her family. Fans admire her ability to bring warmth and humor to Mary while still making the role her own. No easy task when playing a character your own mother made famous.
Sure. When I first started coaching, I was real nervous to talk to the team, give a locker room speech.
From one parent to another, but this one's story comes with a twist that had fans reaching for tissues all over again. Lance Barber was 44 when he began portraying George Cooper Sr., Sheldon's often misunderstood father. His performance brought depth and heart to a character who was only briefly mentioned in The Big Bang Theory, and usually not in the most flattering light. At the end of Young Sheldon, George dies of a heart attack. It was the heartbreaking moment fans had been dreading since the show began. George Cooper was 43 when he died in the show, but Lance Barber in real life is 52 now. Lance continues working steadily in television and film. He's appeared in series like Blackish and has a long resume of comedic roles. But here's the thing, George Cooper's story didn't end. Earlier this year, Deadline reported that Lance was confirmed to make a guest appearance in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. His appearance in the spinoff came during a dream sequence where George reflects on disappointing his late father. Married with children, Lance balances his family life with his acting career. Similar to Zoe Perry, he's remained relatively private in the months since the finale. His time as George Sr. gave audiences a completely new perspective on Sheldon's upbringing, earning him praise from fans who finally understood that George wasn't the villain Sheldon had painted him as. Sometimes the best storytelling comes from redemption.
Missy?
Good until I learn we can't afford cable.
And speaking of finding your true self, Lance's on-screen daughter made headlines this year for one of the most powerful announcements we've seen. REVORD REVORD was 9 when they took on the role of Missy Cooper. Now 17, REVORD's transformation goes far beyond growing up on camera. This past fall, REVORD publicly came out as non-binary, embracing they-them pronouns. Growing up, whenever I would see a celebrity come out as non-binary or queer, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I see myself in you, REVORD explained. And now it's so crazy to have that experience where I'm now that person. And there might be a kid somewhere who's like, oh my god, I see myself in you. But that wasn't their only major milestone. That same month, REVORD released their debut novel, Rules for Fake Girlfriends, a romance published by Wednesday Books. They wrote it between takes during the last season of Young Sheldon. The novel follows Avery Blackwell, a rom-com-obsessed teen who enters a fake relationship to solve a scavenger hunt her mother left behind. REVORD credited Heartstopper as inspiration, noting there wasn't much representation when they were younger. A few years back, REVORD created Read with REVORD, an online book club that now has 170,000 followers on Instagram. They're currently writing their second book, a fantasy novel. Beyond writing, REVORD's volunteered at animal shelters and created the Homeless Helpers initiative. They continue appearing in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, bringing Missy Cooper's sass to a new generation.
All right, little man, bring it on.
From one brilliant mind to another, but this one happens to be behind one of the most quotable movie lines of all time. Wallace Shawn was 74 when he joined Young Sheldon as Dr. Sturgis, Meemaw's quirky, on-again, off-again boyfriend. His eccentric performance as the fellow intellectual made him an instant fan favorite. Now 82, Wallace remains a beloved character actor. Most people know him as Vizzini from The Princess Bride. Yes, the inconceivable guy. Or as the voice teacher in Clueless. But his career spans decades in film, TV, and theater. Wallace has also worked as a writer and voice actor, bringing his distinctive voice to countless animated projects. Though he's private about his personal life, his contributions to entertainment are widely celebrated. His role in Young Sheldon added humor and heart, particularly in his sweet romance with Meemaw and his mentorship of Young Sheldon's academic pursuits. Watching these two intellectuals connect was one of the show's genuine delights. While Dr. Sturgis mentored Sheldon, another young genius on the show was building a career that's becoming just as impressive as her character's IQ. McKenna Grace was only 12 when she joined Young Sheldon as Paige, a child genius like Sheldon, but with way better social skills. Fans loved her rivalry and friendship with Sheldon. It gave him someone who could actually keep up. Now 19, McKenna's already a rising Hollywood powerhouse. She's appeared in Ghostbusters, Afterlife, The Handmaid's Tale, and numerous films and shows. Earlier this year, she transitioned into thrillers with a role in the Scream series. But McKenna isn't just an actress. She's also a talented singer-songwriter, showcasing yet another dimension of her creative abilities. While she keeps her dating life private, McKenna's focus remains on her thriving career. Her guest role in Young Sheldon was just one highlight in her fast-growing resume. From Disney's Crash and Bernstein to Oscar-nominated films like I, Tonya, McKenna's proven she's far more than just a child star. She's a powerhouse talent building an impressive legacy, one role at a time. From one powerhouse to another, this next cast member brought small-town charm and comedic energy that made every scene sparkle. Melissa Peterman was 46 when she first appeared as Brenda Sparks, the Cooper family's neighbor and friend. Known for her comedic timing, she added warmth and just the right amount of drama to the show. Now 54, Melissa continues acting with roles in REBA, Baby Daddy, and other sitcoms. She's also hosted game shows and made guest appearances in various projects. Married to actor John Brady, Melissa has one son. Her role as Brenda showcased her natural charm and comedic brilliance, making her a fun addition to the series. When Annie Potts underwent surgery, Melissa was right there with supportive comments, showing the genuine friendships formed on set. That's what this cast does. They show up for each other. And Melissa's on-screen son, he's growing up just as fast as the rest of this cast. WYATT McClure was just 9 when he started playing Billy Sparks, Sheldon's sweet but quirky neighbor. His comedic delivery and innocent charm made him an absolute scene stealer. Now 17, WYATT continues acting. Though he's still in the early stages of his career, he's also active on social media, sharing funny skits and behind-the-scenes moments. While he's still focused on growing up in school, fans are excited to see where his talent takes him next. Billy Sparks remains one of the show's most lovable characters. Here's something interesting. Sheldon mentioned a few times in The Big Bang Theory that Billy Sparks was but in Young Sheldon, Billy seems pretty cordial with Sheldon when they're together. Just another example of Sheldon's unreliable narration about his past. Turns out, not everyone who annoyed him was actually a villain.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, Tam.
Speaking of Sheldon's relationships, this next cast member played one of the few kids who actually tolerated Sheldon's quirks, at least for a while. PHUONG was 15 when he first appeared as Tam Nguyen, Sheldon's loyal school friend. Now 23, Ryan stepped into broader roles. He's appeared in the Big Bang Theory universe as Tam's older self and continues to explore acting opportunities. Despite finding success as Tam in Young Sheldon, acting wasn't actually Ryan's first love. Off-screen, Ryan shares parts of his life on social media, but keeps his romantic relationships private. Fans still adore him for portraying Sheldon's rare friendship during his early years, a relationship that Big Bang Theory fans knew ended badly, adding weight to every Young Sheldon scene they shared.
It's a cup.
A cup?
From young friendships to seasoned romance, this next cast member brought decades of acting experience and gave Meemaw one of her most memorable relationships. Craig T. Nelson was 74 when he stepped into the recurring role of Dale Ballard, Meemaw's sometimes grumpy boyfriend and baseball coach. His veteran presence gave the show both humor and heart. Now 81, Craig continues to be recognized for his iconic roles in Coach, Parenthood, and as the voice of Mr. Incredible in The Incredibles. He's largely stepped back from acting, but occasionally appears in guest roles. Craig remains one of Hollywood's most respected character actors with a career spanning decades. His chemistry with Annie Potts created some of Young Sheldon's most memorable moments, proving that you're never too old for romance or comedy.
It's not you, it's me.
You're giving me the it's not you, it's me routine?
From one television legend to another, and trust me, this casting choice was pure gold for fans. Jason Alexander was 58 when he made appearances as Mr. Lundy, Sheldon's eccentric drama teacher. Known worldwide for Seinfeld, Jason brought comedic brilliance to every scene. Now 66, Jason's still active in acting, directing, and voice work. He's appeared in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and guest starred in numerous TV comedies. Married since the early 80s to Dina Title, Jason's also a proud father. While his part in Young Sheldon was small, it absolutely delighted fans to see a comedy legend join the cast. Having George Costanza teach young Sheldon Cooper about drama, that's just pure television gold. And while we're talking about comedy legends, this next actor brought his own brand of dry humor to the college campus. Ed Begley Jr. was 70 when he joined Young Sheldon as Dr. Linkletter, one of Sheldon's eccentric college professors. His timing and delivery gave fans plenty of laughs. Now 76, Ed remains active in acting. A veteran performer, he's also known for St. Elsewhere and Better Call Saul. Beyond acting, Ed's a dedicated environmental activist, often promoting sustainable living. Married to Rochelle Carson, he's a father of 3. His role in Young Sheldon was one of many highlights in his long career. IAIN Armitage has shared photos with Ed on Instagram, showing their continued friendship beyond the show. And finally, we couldn't talk about this cast without mentioning the country music icon who graced the show with her presence. Reba McEntire was 64 when she appeared as June Ballard, the strong-willed ex-wife of Dale Ballard. Her guest role brought major star power and humor to the show. Now 70, Reba's still absolutely thriving as both a country music legend and actress. She continues to tour, release music, and star in TV projects. Reba's been in a relationship with actor Rex Linn for the past few years, and the couple often shares their love story in interviews. Her presence in Young Sheldon was a delightful reminder of her incredible range as a performer. Young Sheldon may have ended, but these actors' stories, they're far from over. They've grown, evolved, and shown us that life after a hit show can be just as compelling, sometimes even more so, than anything that was scripted. Some found love, some found heartbreak, some discovered new passions beyond acting, and some, like Annie Potts, proved that nothing, not even decades of pain and countless surgeries, can stop a true performer from doing what they love. The Cooper family taught us about genius, family dynamics, and growing up in Texas. But the real cast, they're teaching us something even more valuable: authenticity, resilience, and the courage to be yourself, even when millions of people are watching your every move. Think about it. REGAN wrote a novel between takes and found the courage to live authentically. Montana became a father and husband while still in his early 20s. Emily picked herself up after heartbreak and kept working. Annie refused to let her body's limitations define her career. And IAIN, he's still just figuring out who he wants to be, and that's perfectly okay. These aren't just actors playing roles anymore. They're real people navigating real lives, with all the messy, beautiful, unexpected twists that come with it. Which cast member's journey surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see more behind-the-scenes stories from your favorite shows, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, the stories we've uncovered about other casts, they're even wilder than this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.